JPP and Shaq Barrett is going to be on that ass. Trust me. They will be on Tom Brady's ass during this game.
Those are the Tampa players.
Oh, yeah. I meant the can't.
See, you proved my point. You proved my point. What's up, y'all? It is your girl Ashley Ross, and I'm here again with my dad. He was such a viral sensation the first time. We had to bring Swaggy J back, so thank you, Butters. I had to beg him to come back. You know, he likes his privacy, but he did it for me and you, the people. So, Dad, thank you for coming back.
You're welcome.
Well, let's get started. NFC Championship game. A lot of people, everybody was really high on the Packers, but me and you were like, we felt like the Bucs were the little engine that could, and they did. What did you think of the game and Tom Brady now on his way to, I think, his 10th Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, look, what Tom Brady's been playing 21 years. He's been to, 14 championship games. You just can't count the guy out. I mean, he's like a vampire, right? So I will never count Tom Brady out. I think with him, he has the chance. But more importantly, I think this whole year he elevated the whole team.
He did.
I mean, they had the pieces already. Offensively, they have a lot of weapons. Defensively, I don't think they get enough credit. I mean, they have great edge rushers. They can get to the quarterback. And I think that was their defense really stepped up yesterday. I think it was a tale of two halves. I think offensively,
it seemed like Tampa was going to fully run away with the game in the first half, and then in the second half, it seemed like they kind of. I feel like some teams, they don't know how to win, kind of like Cleveland, when they had their playoff game and they kind of let the Steelers back in, is they were up by so much that sometimes when you're playing so far ahead, it's harder to maintain a lead than it is to come from behind.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I thought actually Jameis Winston came in the game in the fourth quarter.
Ooh.
With all those picks, to be honest with you. Like, James
It was the
Winston
return of Winston.
Yeah. But I think, I think Tom Brady forced the ball too much in the late third and the fourth quarter because I think he was trying to really
do too much?
Trying to get the ball to Evans primarily.
It seemed like after that first touchdown to Evans, it seemed like whenever he tried to force it to Evans, the rest of the game, bad things were happening.
I just don't understand.
They have so many playmakers that they could spread it out to.
Right. I mean, but hey, get what the defense gives you. You didn't have to go for the long ball, but a couple of those passes were just really totally ill-advised. Just like really throwing it up for grabs.
Speaking of playmaking, I think the biggest question mark is not on the Tampa side, but everybody is scratching their head. For the Green Bay Packers, you're behind in the second half. You finally are within striking distance. You're a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from tying this game.
Right.
Matt LaFleur on fourth down, he decides to go for the field goal. Remember, in that moment, I was like, what is he doing? Do you think that was a bad call?
I think it shows, absolutely it's a bad call. I think it showed his immaturity and experience as a head coach. And two, when you have the MVP, really
why wouldn't you want in your offense hands?
Absolutely. There's no guarantee you're going to get the ball back and come all the way back down. But the whole play calling was just kind of suspect. I think
I feel like he played not to lose instead of playing to win.
But also,
in that
Aaron
situation.
Rodgers could have ran that ball. You look at that play.
Yeah, he had nothing but green grass.
He could at least got to the 1 yard line if he didn't get in, and that would have kind of made things differently for the fourth down if they decided to go for it. But yeah, they definitely should have went for it.
Where do you think this leaves Green Bay? Because we're hearing, obviously, they drafted Jordan Love first overall. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers had an MVP season. But where does this leave the Packers next year? Do we see Aaron Rodgers in a Packers
jersey? I think
jersey?
the Packers are going to be the same type of team. They have no edge passers. They have no edge rushers to get to the quarterback, and that was glaring. It was glaring the year before, and it was glaring in this year.
And it brings into question why, with your first round pick, would you get a quarterback that's going to sit probably a couple years rather than getting a guy like that?
You wasted a pick on Jordan Love. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Jordan Love, and you could have had a defensive pass rusher. The Aaron Rodgers is a unique talent.
If I'm Aaron, so this is my scenario. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm saying, look, I have done all that I can at this point. I've got a couple more good years. Obviously, I was the MVP this season. Aaron, go back home to the Bay Area. If I'm the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, I'm saying short of having to give up like Nick Bosa, I'll give up maybe a Solomon Thomas type dude. But short of doing that, I'm making the trade because if Aaron Rodgers, I think either if Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson, depending on how that Houston situation shakes out, I think the 49ers are the best situational team if you're a quarterback right now.
Look. It's like going in and out. There's a line, right? So he might as well get in line right now between Matthew Stafford and Deshaun Watson. I mean, they're the viable candidates right now. They're looking at.
But he has more cachet than those dudes.
Okay, but
He is literally about to be the MVP
but-
at 30-something.
But his contract,
And he's proven.
He's owed like $33 million this year.
And you wouldn't make that happen? If you're if you're the 49ers and you're between Stafford, Deshaun, and Rodgers, you're not going with Rodgers out of all of them three, contract or not?
I think it's
I'm biting the cap.
I mean, unless you're like, if you have the Tampa Bay mentality of all in. If you're all in for 1 year, then yes, do it. But if you're not, you're trying to build for the future. I mean, Tampa Bay is all in for right now, this year. And it paid off,
Well, Tom is 43. How many good more years he gonna have?
Look, I mean, Tom got knocked all year. He can't throw the ball downfield. And look, he made great throws.
Do you think that this settles the
Absolutely.
argument once and for all? Is
Absolutely.
it Belichick?
There's no more
is it
debate.
Brady?
There's no more debate. Look, at the end of the day, Tom Brady. I mean, Tom Brady elevates his team. Look what I said this, a couple podcasts ago. Tom Brady, when he was with New England, he has nobody.
He didn't have
Other
the
than
weapons.
Julian Edelman, he has nobody to throw to. James White, he has nobody. He has players that would not start for other teams in the NFL. So look, like this year, he had, and he had a cadre of great receivers.
And a good defense.
A bunch of, obviously 2 or 3 good running backs. He had a complement of weapons to utilize, and then, like you said, to go along with the complementary good defense and special teams. So I think all that Tom Brady had to do was just kind of guide him, put his leadership.
But imagine being Tom Brady last night when you go to sleep of like, I'm 43 years old. I left, the most winning probably situation we'll ever see in football. I come to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, people are thinking of Tampa Bay right now. Tampa Bay has been abysmal in the NFL for years. So you take a Tampa Bay team who did have pieces, but he elevated the confidence. All those guys, you could tell that they really believe, why can't we do this? This is Tom the GOAT Brady. And to me, that's not only, obviously Tom Brady's playmaking ability and, the awards and the accolades, that makes him great. But the fact that he truly elevates the people around them to buy into a mindset that they can be great, like, how can you dispute that?
No, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with none of that. You got to applaud them. They're a wild card team, and they played 3 games to get to the Super Bowl on the road. So that's pretty impressive.
And now the Super Bowl will be in Tampa, and Tampa is the first home team to host a Super Bowl, so we will be checking that out. Now let's talk about the AFC Championship game. First off, we have to congratulate the Buffalo Bills started from the bottom. Now you're here. They're obviously a real threat. Josh Allen, I think took a major step in his progression this season. He has a true number 1 receiver who he trusts, has a good relationship with. So even though the Bills did not win this game, I think the season where they're established now in the NFL, I think those are still winning things that you can take away.
No, absolutely. Kansas City's defense doesn't get enough credit. Really, Kansas City's, with Mahomes getting hurt last week in the Cleveland game, it took their defense to kind of
Honey
step
Badger.
up, right? To step up. But here's the difference. In NFL, you have to, just like they talk about having a great quarterback, you have to have great edge rushers. You have to have good pass rushers. Mm-hmm. They were, as athletic as Josh Allen is, they were on him. And they sacked him a bunch of times, and that was really the difference in the game. Kansas City, it's their time. They have offensively.
Do you think that? Okay, so the biggest knock on the Chiefs is that people feel like they kind of turn it on, turn it off. To me, they really remind me of the Warrior team those years where it's they're just so above everybody else. To me, they do their best when they're playing from behind and have something to work towards.
I said when they were down 9-0, that was the best thing could have happened to them, because now they turn it on, and from then on it was like a light switch. They all year, they've been winning games other than yesterday by 6 points or less with their gaudy record. So you say to yourself, they still haven't played a complete game for 60 minutes. So I want to see them just play lights out from the snap, make no mistakes, and just play. And I just don't think.
Do you have concerns about Patrick Mahomes and like his health and all that?
No. Look, he's going to have 2 more weeks to heal. He was less than, he barely got a concussion protocol. Obviously,
I think they said he had like turf toe or something.
Yeah, he's got turf toe. He's got a sore neck, and he looked fine. He looked great. So can you only imagine 2 weeks of getting healthy? there's no stopping him. There's no stopping their weapons. It's a total.
Well, it
mismatch.
sounds like you got your Super Bowl pick then.
Absolutely, Kansas City. There's Kansas City.
So your Super Bowl pick
look,
right here today
look,
is the Kansas
look,
City Chiefs
The passing of the torch.
at Tampa.
Absolutely, the passing of the torch. Look, the head-to-head competition between Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. They played 4 games and are 2-2. Listen to me. I'm telling you right now. This is a statement game. Patrick Mahomes and the
It's
Chiefs.
a Super Bowl. Of course, it's a statement
No,
game.
I'm just telling you. We kind of penciled in that Kansas City was going to get there.
I'm going to
some way.
say this.
But nobody kind of penciled in that Tampa Bay was going to get there.
I think people thought it was a long shot, but obviously with Brady, you can't count it out. This is what I say. I'm going on the record right now. The reason why I'm picking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I understand that the Chiefs run it back to back. But
Look,
again,
let me tell
all
you.
you have to do,
No.
football is so different than basketball. Football is different. All you got to do is whoever is the best person that shows up on that day.
I hear you.
So if I got to roll the dice, I can put
Uh-huh.
some faith in the Bucks for a
Look,
day.
JPP and Shaq Barrett is going to be on that ass. Trust me. They will be on Tom Brady's ass during this game.
Those are the Tampa players.
Oh, yeah. I meant the can't.
See, you proving my point. You proving my point.
I meant.
You meant that. I know you meant, but see, your heart and your mind weren't connected
Yeah.
on that.
No, look, it's going to be a great game. I think defensively, both teams are kind of equal. Here's what the mismatch is. The mismatch is going to be, there's nobody can guard.
But Tom Brady is a killer. Tom Brady is a killer.
Look.
I know he looked a little Winston-esque that last, second half, but
Who's gonna contain Tyreek Hill?
listen, I
Travis
think
Kelce.
the deep.
To
admit that the Tampa defense is playing some of their best ball right now. They're playing physical. They're playing with confidence.
Okay.
That's a dangerous combination.
Listen,
I'm not saying that they're going to contain them all.
Are you going to tell me that Goodwin, the rest of the receivers are on par?
Little Scotty Miller.
No, they're not on par.
Antonio Brown might be coming back.
No.
You got Evans.
No.
You got Goodwin.
No, they're not on par with the receivers.
I'm not saying that they're on par, but I'm saying in a 60-game situation where you're at home, where you have confidence, I'm not putting it past Tampa to get this done.
I think it's gonna be-
I'm paying my respects to the
Look, I
Chiefs,
think it's
but
gonna
I'm putting my money on the GOAT.
I think it's going to be a close game, but I'm telling you, Kansas City will not be denied.
They will not
They
be
will
denied.
not be denied. This is the passing of the torch, Patrick Mahomes.
I think the torch is going
Look.
to be passed, but Tom Brady is like, look, you don't
Look.
think Tom Brady thrives in
Let's
these
all
situations?
celebrate. Let's all clap our hands and give Tom a pat on the back. Hey, you got this.
You don't
got
just make
Tampa.
it to the big game just
He's
to make
not-
it to the big
look,
game.
Look, how many times? This is his 10th Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
He's lost 3 of them. Okay, he's won 6.
That's
lost 3.
more than most people.
So he's going to lose another one. Okay.
I think he's gonna win.
Lose
Tom,
no,
I hope you're
no,
seeing this somewhere, Tom.
No,
I hope this is
no,
bulletin board material
no,
for you and company.
no,
Because don't you think all
no.
week, this is what everybody's gonna be talking about all week. All the news shows, everybody's gonna be talking, right, going
Okay.
into the Super Bowl about it's great, this is a great feel-good story, but nobody expects
Okay.
anything from Tampa.
Look.
And you don't think those players, they got a chip on their shoulder and they're gonna come out?
Here's the X factor. Let's talk about coaches. Andy Reid and Bruce Arians. Andy Reid.
You just said
Look.
the coordinators deserve more credit
Absolutely.
on the Tampa side.
That's what I'm saying. I give them a little credit, but at the end of the day, there's no match for Andy Reid. Their coaching staff.
I just don't
No
think it's
way.
as clear cut as you're making this.
Yes,
you're
it
making
is.
it seem like Kansas
The
City
edge.
is. But
I'm
again,
saying- I'm
you
saying-
said it
no,
yourself.
I'm saying-
Kansas City
look.
hasn't put together a full 60-minute game.
Okay.
So why, if all season they haven't put on a full 60-minute game?
What does that tell you? That they played with teams all year round and
They
all
ain't
year
played
long.
with the Bucks. They ain't played with Tom Brady.
And they won, look, they've only lost 2 games, and one of the games they set their players against the Chargers. So listen to me. I'm telling you, take it to the bank. Kansas City will beat Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl.
I'm telling you, Tampa.
Don't bet against Mahomes.
Listen, that might be your homeboy, but I gotta go. I gotta go somewhere in my back pocket. Don't go against the GOAT. Everybody, time and time again, when they counted Brady out,
Look.
he's always risen
Look.
to the occasion,
Look.
and I believe he will do
Look.
it again.
Look.
Mark my words. You
Look.
can take that to the bank.
Put a check. Head coaching goes to Kansas City.
Tom Brady is the coach.
receive-
Bruce Arians said
re-
he's letting him coach.
Receivers go to Kansas City.
Heart, Tampa Bay.
Listen to
Buccaneers,
me.
book it.
Special teams, Kansas City.
Listen, we're gonna see. So right now,
I'm telling
you're
you.
picking the Chiefs. I'm going with the Bucks. The Bucks will continue to make history, and Tom Brady will continue to cement his legacy.
As the people in Kansas City say, let's run it back. We're gonna run it back again.
Okay, Drake
2.
back to back. So you finally like Drake now?
I don't like Drake. We're gonna run it back twice. Kansas City, don't count out Kansas City. It's their destiny. Patrick Mahomes is a generational, once in a lifetime.
And what is Tom
quarterback.
Brady? Some slump up the street?
I mean, look, he's had his time. I mean, let's give him a clap on the back.
He's had
clap
his
on the
time.
hand. Hey,
if he's had his time, how is he in the Super Bowl if he's had his time?
Look, they played bullshit teams to get there. Look, I told you. Look, go back to your podcast. What I tell you about Green Bay? I told you they were phony.
The Chiefs play out in the AFC West. They play the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Broncos. If you want to talk about phony and sliding, at least Tampa had to go through the Saints, the Panthers, and the Falcons, who are somewhat formidable at times. Come on.
Look, the Saints. I'm not going to talk about these teams. Look, I'm talking about here and now, and I'm telling you right now.
Here and now, Tom the GOAT, Brady. Book it.
Kansas City Chiefs won't be denied. Patrick Mahomes is a special
My
talent.
homeboy, he could be my homeboy next year, but this year it's the Bucks.
Look, Tom Brady, this is what we all have in our, in our vision, is that fourth quarter, him throwing them lame ducks out there, just like it was like a punt, okay? Look like Jameis Winston out there. I'm telling you, Patrick Mahomes doesn't make those type of mistakes. He just doesn't. He just doesn't. And
we will see. We will see. I want some Cheesecake Factory when I win.
I want some Ruth Chris when I win.
All right. See, I got better taste anyway. There you go. I got better taste anyway. Thanks, y'all.
Sure thing for me.
And that wraps up this week's episode of the Ashley Ross Show. Thank you so much to my dad for joining us. It got heated, it got exciting, but this is why you tune in to the Ashley Ross Show. Dad, do you have some words for the people?
Kansas City Chiefs will win the Super Bowl.
Tom the GOAT Brady. Y'all stay safe out here.
It's time. It's over.
Y'all stay safe out here, and let me know if you want Swaggy J to make another appearance for the Super Bowl after the Buccaneers shock the world and win.
Go Chiefs.
Bye, y'all. Bye.